Sweden is beginning the arduous task of recovery today as Storm Dave, one of the most powerful spring storms in Scandinavian history, finally begins to subside. Leaving a trail of structural destruction, massive power outages, and unprecedented flooding, the storm has tested the nation's modern infrastructure to its limits. Storm Dave developed rapidly over the North Atlantic in early April, fueled by an unusual temperature gradient between a lingering Arctic cell and a surging warm front from the south. By the time it made landfall on Sweden's west coast, meteorologists at SMHI, Swedish Meteorological and Hydrological Institute, had upgraded warnings to orange and red across several counties, including Västra Götaland and Värmland. The storm's name itself became a viral sensation before the winds even arrived. According to reports from TV4 Nyheterna, the storm was named after a Swedish man notorious for his extraordinarily loud snoring, a humorous prelude to a weather event that would soon prove to be anything but a joke. The city of Gothenburg and the surrounding Bohuslän archipelago bore the brunt of Dave's initial fury. Hurricane-force gusts clocked at over 35 meters per second, approximately 78 miles per hour, battered the coastline. One of the most dramatic reports came from Tornet, Scandinavia's tallest building. Residents as high as the 62nd floor reported feeling the massive skyscraper sway significantly. It felt like being on a ferry in high seas, one resident told SVT. While the building's structural integrity remained intact, the psychological impact on residents highlighted the sheer force of the wind at higher altitudes. In nearby Uddevalla, the situation turned critical when flash flooding trapped motorists. Emergency services had to deploy specialized water rescue units to extract drivers from submerged vehicles as drainage systems failed to cope with the combined pressure of heavy rain and a storm surge from the sea. By the evening of April 5th, Sweden's transport network had ground to a virtual halt. The national rail operator, SJ, suspended all traffic across southern and western Sweden. Fallen trees and downed overhead power lines made the tracks impassable. Landvetter Airport in Gothenburg saw dozens of cancellations, while Stockholm's Arlanda faced significant delays as the storm moved eastward. Major arteries, including parts of the E6 and E4 highways, were closed due to debris and the risk of high-profile vehicles being overturned by crosswinds. As Dave pushed inland toward Jönköping and the Småland Highlands, the weight of falling timber decimated the electrical grid. Utility companies reported that tens of thousands of households were plunged into darkness. In Jönköping County, local authorities took the extraordinary step of deploying mobile emergency generators and crisis boxes to vulnerable communities to ensure residents could stay warm and access communication. While it is too early for a final tally, insurance adjusters predict that Storm Dave will be among the costliest weather events of the decade. Beyond the immediate damage to homes, where roofs were ripped off and facades crumbled, the forestry industry faces a massive setback. Millions of cubic meters of timber are estimated to have been leveled, a blow to one of Sweden's most vital export sectors. As of today, April 6th, the Eye of Dave has passed into the Baltic Sea, heading toward the Baltic states and Finland in a weakened state. However, the danger remains. SMHI continues to warn of high water levels and the risk of further landslides in saturated soil. In a brief address, the Swedish Prime Minister praised the resilience of the emergency services and the civilian spirit shown by neighbors helping neighbors. Nature has shown us its raw power today, the PM stated. Our focus now shifts from survival to restoration. Scientists are already pointing to Storm Dave as a case study for volatile seasonality. The occurrence of such a violent storm so late in the spring is being analyzed for links to shifting jet stream patterns. For now, Swedes are picking up the pieces, clearing the roads, and waiting for the lights to come back on. Norway is currently grappling with the aftermath of Storm Dave, a powerful extratropical cyclone that slammed into the country's southern and western coasts over the weekend. Bringing hurricane-force gusts and torrential rain, the storm has broken decades-old meteorological records and paralyzed critical infrastructure across the Agder and Rogaland regions. Meteorologists at the Norwegian Meteorological Institute, Met Norway, had been tracking the low-pressure system as it intensified rapidly over the North Sea. By late Saturday, the system, officially named Dave, underwent explosive cyclogenesis, often referred to as a weather bomb. While Norway is accustomed to winter gales, a storm of this magnitude in early April is highly anomalous. "We are seeing a shift in seasonal patterns," said a senior climatologist at Met. Storm Dave carried the energy of a midwinter hurricane, but struck when the ground was already softening from the spring thaw, leading to more uprooted trees than we would see in January. The most staggering data emerged from the coastal observation stations. At Eigaroy, sustained winds were clocked at 42 meters per second, well above the hurricane force threshold. However, it was the Lindesnes Lighthouse, Norway's southernmost point, that captured the headlines. A peak gust of 49 meters per second was recorded, a new national record for the month of April. These black wind conditions reduced visibility to near zero and created sea swells reaching significant heights of 12 to 15 meters along the Skagerrak coast. At the height of the tempest on Sunday morning, the damage to the national power grid was severe. Energy providers Agder Energy and BKK reported that over 11,000 households were plunged into darkness. The primary cause was snow loading, combined with high winds, causing large spruce trees to snap and crush high-voltage lines. In Kristiansand, the newly opened Kunstsilo Art Museum, a converted grain silo and architectural landmark, suffered structural damage. Large sections of its exterior cladding were ripped off by a localized canyon effect wind tunnel created by the city's coastal topography. The E18 highway, the main artery connecting Kristiansand to Oslo, was shut down for several hours due to jackknife trucks and debris. Rail services on the Sørlandet Line and the international connection to Gothenburg remained suspended as crews worked to clear hundreds of fallen trees from the tracks. The Norwegian Emergency Management Agency, DSB, issued a rare red-level warning for parts of the south. Residents were urged to stay indoors, and in coastal fishing villages like Farsund and Mandal, small craft were tossed onto piers like toys. Search and rescue teams were deployed to assist several hikers stranded in the mountains near Sirdal. Fortunately, despite the structural damage across the region, no fatalities have been reported as of Monday evening, a testament to Norway's robust early warning systems and building codes. While the eye of Storm Dave has moved toward the Baltic Sea, the danger has not fully passed. The massive influx of heavy, wet snow in the highlands has pushed the avalanche risk to level 3, considerable, in regions such as Voss, Hardanger, and Sunnmøre. As the rain continues to fall on saturated ground, the NVE, Norwegian Water Resources and Energy Directorate, has warned of rising river levels in low-lying valleys. Storm Dave is the latest in a string of severe weather events hitting Scandinavia. Following Storm Amy, October 2025, and Storm Eowyn, January 2025, Dave reinforces concerns regarding the increasing frequency of once-in-a-century storms. Analysts suggest that the warming of the North Atlantic is providing more fuel for these systems, allowing them to maintain intensity further north and later into the spring season. Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre is expected to visit the affected areas tomorrow. The government has signaled that emergency funds will be released to assist municipalities in repairing coastal defenses and restoring the power grid. For now, thousands of Norwegians remain without internet or electricity, waiting for the winds to finally subside. Meanwhile, around 18,000 homes, farms, and businesses across the country are without power as a result of Storm Dave. ESB Networks said its crews are mobilized in impacted areas and responding to power outages where it is safe to do so. A status yellow wind warning is currently in effect across the country until 2 a.m. tomorrow. A status orange wind warning for Wexford expired at 9 p.m. Met Irian is warning of possible fallen trees, branches, wave overtopping, and very difficult traveling conditions. Dublin Airport has said there have been 17 flight cancellations, 13 diversions, and 53 go-arounds due to challenging wind conditions caused by Storm Dave. A spokesperson said the airport is busy with departures leaving as planned. However, There are some issues with arrivals, but that is expected to ease later with winds gusting up to 80 kilometers per hour, due to die down in the next few hours. Dublin Airport warned that some cancellations could happen tomorrow due to planes and crews being displaced today. Passengers are advised to contact their airline directly for updates regarding the status of their flight. A spokesperson for Cork Airport said 5 flights have been cancelled and there have been 4 diversions so far today. A spokesperson for the Shannon Airport group confirmed that 9 aircraft diverted to Shannon Airport as a result of Storm Dave. The airport operations teams are supporting diverted aircraft and passengers as weather-related disruption continues. The flights diverted to Shannon Airport included flights from London to Cork, Bristol to Dublin, Lanzarote to Dublin, Alicante to Dublin, Barcelona to Dublin, Amsterdam to Cork, Reus Airport to Cork, and Palma de Mallorca to Cork. The spokesperson said that a flight due to arrive from Stansted to Kerry and return to Stansted will operate both legs from Shannon Airport. Bus transfers are being provided to passengers to their original airport destinations. Met Ariane said the storm will bring very strong southerly winds, veering westerly by the evening with severe gusts and coastal gales. There are reports of localized flooding and rain-related issues in County Donegal in areas including Agder, Gaoth Dobhair, Gleann Cholm Cille, and Fál Carrach and Gort and Quers. The R230 road between Gleann Cholm Cille and Mean and Awaire is blocked in Braid due to a landslide. Motorists are advised not to use the road and to divert through in Cherrig. Donegal County Council said it will endeavour to reopen the road tomorrow. As a result of the increased level of rain, the public is advised that water pooling caused by storm drains under pressure may take several hours to clear. A number of road traffic incidents have been reported in the northwest. Motorists are advised to travel with utmost caution, with surface water reported on many routes. Donegal County Council has urged road users to exercise caution over the next 48 hours. Motorists are advised to drive at a speed appropriate to weather conditions and be mindful of additional bank holiday weekend traffic. The UK Met Office issued a status yellow wind warning for counties Antrim, Armagh, Down, Fermanagh, Tyrone, and Derry. The alert came into effect at 2 p.m. and will remain in place until 3 a.m. tomorrow. It said the storm will bring a spell of very strong winds into tomorrow morning, which may cause some damage and travel disruption. The Road Safety Authority said the control of a vehicle may be affected by strong cross winds, while high-sided vehicles and motorcyclists are particularly vulnerable to strong winds. It also said that drivers should allow extra space between themselves and vulnerable road users, such as cyclists and motorcyclists, as they may be blown off course by strong winds. Expect the unexpected, the authority said in a statement. Storm Dave is the 4th named storm of the season, from a list of 21 names chosen by the Irish, UK, and Dutch National Weather.
Du kommer ju inte runt. Nej.